over probably 20 hospitals in rural Kansas come and utilize that space. So we get a lot of nurses and providers that will come and have been educated there.
I'm Tony Guerrero with Hays Post and Eagle Radio. I'm speaking with Fort Hays State Alumni Director Kim Cebula, Dean of the College of Health and Behavioral Sciences, Dr. Jeff Briggs, and Chair and Professor in the Nursing Department, Dr. Jenny Manry, about the renovations at Stroup Hall on this episode of the Hays Post podcast.
Yeah, we're real excited about this. Stroup Hall has been the home of the Department of Nursing at Fort Hays State University since its opening in 1981. And we have the opportunity to expand Stroup Hall. It's in its current status, it is about 26,000 square feet, and we're adding nearly 30,000 square feet to that facility. And so here we are, our ability to grow our nursing program. We'll be able to actually bring another program over to campus. We'll bring our Department of Allied Health, which is home to our medical diagnostic imaging programs, to Stroup Hall as well. And so we'll have two large, very impactful programs together right on that corner of campus. So we're really excited about our opportunity to expand that. This became a possibility through a $15 million allocation from the Kansas legislature. So a big thank you to our representatives that have been supportive of Fort Hays State University, and in particular this nursing expansion project.
Great. And why else was this addition needed? You said 30,000 square feet, right?
Yes, it's 30,000 square feet. It will be a two-story addition to the one-story building that comes out toward the main campus. And it's really become necessary because we're trying to grow our nursing and allied health programs, and particularly our nursing programs. Even if we go back 20 years, go back to the early 2000s, we had about 300 nursing majors, and we have nearly 800 nursing majors today. And so our ability to serve our current student body, as well as to serve some of our expansion efforts, and Jenny can talk more about those expansion efforts. But over the last 15 years, we've gone from admitting 40 students per year to 60 students per year. And then this past year, we're admitting 80 students per year into our on-campus BSN program, as well as some other initiatives. So our ability to serve more students and to create state-of-the-art learning environment for our students has been paramount to us.
So, yeah, on top of training more students, what else does it mean for the nursing program? Jenny, do you want to speak a little more about that?
I think that Dr. Briggs hit it exactly in the fact that just the added space gives us the ability to serve more students. We found that we were getting so many students that were qualified students applying, and we just didn't have space for them. So we looked at a variety of different options and decided that expansion of the building would help us in two different ways. We were able to expand our on-campus classes from 30 to 40 twice a year. And then we were able to start our new hybrid program, which we've just admitted students into with a fall start. This is for students that are anywhere in Kansas and maybe have another degree. Maybe they don't have a degree. Maybe they started at college and have always wanted to be a nurse, but they're not close enough to a university to complete that education. All of the didactic is online, and then they will come to campus for labs. The clinicals will be a combination of their local critical access hospitals when possible, and then utilizing larger hospitals that would be either in their area or coming to the Hays area if they need. With that said, bringing more students to campus again needs more space. So we're excited for that expansion. The quality of our programs is really second to none. Our 2024 pass rate and for our NCLEX pass rate, which is the national test that the RN students take was 100%. Our DNP students, which are our students that we train as family nurse practitioners, was also 100%. And so much of that relies on equipment, and equipment relies on space. So having that new technology, the new space will really help to be able to have new technology.
Right. Absolutely. And can you guys provide, just real quick, a little bit more background into the Stroup Hall building? Do you guys know when it was built?
It was opened in 1981, so it was first occupied in 1981, and we have undergone a host of renovations during that time. And one of the biggest renovations was about 6 years ago when we really expanded our simulation lab. And as I said, it's about 26,000 gross square feet. And so within that, which is a fairly small amount of space for a group of programs that are that large, but our ability to utilize that space and maximize that space with our construction crews and our facilities people have really done a phenomenal job of maximizing our ability to create state-of-the-art space. But now we'll be able to more than double that space in many instances, plus bring that those additional programs into that facility.
Right.
To give you an idea, the health assessment lab, which would be the area where our students go in and they learn how to assess heart and lungs and just do a basic assessment as though a patient was in the hospital, or our nurse practitioner patients go in, or nurse practitioner students go in and they practice on patients. And we have currently 5 exam rooms, which look like exam rooms that you would see in a provider's office, and we'll be moving that to 10, so we'll be doubling that space. We have what would be considered a simulation hospital, and we currently have 5 different rooms in that. We will be expanding that to where we will get an additional 5 rooms, so we will end up with 10 hospital rooms, and then we're doubling the size of our skills lab, so that's very exciting.
So those are some of the things that students and even faculty can be looking forward to once this renovation is completed.
Most definitely. I think just that extra space to be able to book the hospital simulation labs right now. You come in and you can walk, and we have an area that you can look on the other side of the glass and watch simulations go on. And there's several days that they start at 7:30 and they get done at 5:30, and all of the rooms are booked all day long. So it'll be really nice for faculty not to pick a day and be told, hey, that day is already in use. We don't have any space for you. So,
right. And just to clarify, has the renovation and construction process already began, or could that be expected soon?
It would be expected soon. We'll start to see some of the exterior work here in July. There will be a construction kickoff in August. August 21st, I believe, is the date that's been identified at 3:00, where we'll formally kick off the construction process. There will be some things that'll be going on before then, and then it'll be about a year and a half before we take occupancy of that new space. So it'll be in 2027, early in calendar year 2027, when we hope to be able to occupy that space and kick off a new generation of experiences for students.
Okay, great. And because there's going to be construction during that time on the Stroup Hall building, do you guys know of maybe classes being temporarily moved somewhere else? Would the building be closed completely for students and faculty?
Our plan right now is that the building would not be closed, but much of the major points of construction are really external to the building.
Right. And
so there will be a host of renovations within the current structure. Our hope is that most of that can be done during the summer. It would be next summer when our building is much less populated. And so we won't have to work much around our traditional semesters classes with during construction. We know those plans don't always go as planned, and we do have the opportunities and plans in place to move classes around as necessary, but we really feel like we can coexist with the construction project for the most part until they really start punching out big holes in some of those external walls to blend those two buildings together.
How do you guys anticipate that these changes will help rural Kansans and the overall health profession here in rural Kansas?
I think one of the things people often don't realize is how much Fort Hays impacts rural Kansas, and Stroup Hall in general impacts healthcare in rural Kansas. This week we are hosting a conference for community colleges and have a variety of community colleges and technical colleges across rural Kansas, and through a grant that we wrote, they're able to come and participate in that free of charge and be able to utilize our simulation equipment. We also have what's called service learning classes, which would be a variety of classes that healthcare professionals at various hospitals take to keep their skills current or to learn new skills. And those are done through different vendors at Stroup Hall. And over probably 20 hospitals in rural Kansas come and utilize that space. So we get a lot of nurses and providers that will come and have been educated there. We also have Eagle Med that comes with the flight crew, and they utilize the space. So it impacts not just our ability to have good health outcomes for students and then communities, because we're putting nurses into those communities, but also be able to affect the training of the healthcare professionals that are in those communities.
We know that as the University of Western Kansas, a large percentage of our students come to us from our Western Kansas communities, and we have the best chance of after we provide educational opportunities for those students, returning them to these rural communities. And we know how critical that is to the strength and vibrancy of those communities. So we're committed to Western Kansas, and we know that many of our students have every intention of living and contributing to our Western Kansas communities upon graduation from our programs.
This last year, we had over 65% of our students return to Western Kansas, west of Salina, which was just a great number. So,
yeah, great. Are there any other ways for community members and alumni to support this project or even follow along in its process?
Once we have our kickoff, we would certainly invite everyone to come join us on August 21st for the construction kickoff, and they'll learn much more about the project at that time. As we take on these projects on our campus, there are always opportunities for our alumni and supporters to provide support. There are naming opportunities in the new spaces that will be available through our Fort Hays State University Foundation, and those opportunities will be shared out. There are always opportunities for our supporters to provide support for our students in our program through other philanthropic gifts. We're very fortunate in that our healthcare programs are provided great support through scholarships for our students, and many of our local foundations provide a variety of scholarships. The Hansen Foundation specifically has really been critical in supporting our students with an intention to return to the 26 county Hansen service area, and so there are multiple opportunities for our supporters to participate in this.
And if you're interested in following along the nursing department, we have probably one of the most active Facebook pages on campus. It is Fort Hays State University Department of Nursing. We post things almost every day. We have alumni that we reach out to, and we get alumni stories regularly, student stories, and we'll be following the construction progress on there. So a great opportunity for you to follow along.
Fantastic. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add before we wrap up today?
Yeah, we're really excited about this project, and like Dr. Briggs said, we'll have a ground opening that'll be all published, and then we'll also post things on our social media. But kind of to wrap things up, we always want to hit on some of the upcoming alumni events. So later this month, we're taking a trip to Texas. So we'll have a Houston event on June 24th and a Dallas event on June 25th. Fort Hays is also welcoming a new athletic director. So we will host a welcoming reception here in Hays on July 21st. We'll head to Wichita. Then we've got the athletics Tiger auction there in August. And of course, we'll always remind you to save the date for homecoming, September 25th through the 27th.